The hip-hop world is on fire right now, and this time the drama is exploding between 50 Cent, T.I., and Boosie Badass. It all started when rumors about a shocking new project called Surviving T.I. Tiny began spreading across social media. The documentary allegedly promises to expose secrets, accusations, and behind-the-scenes drama that fans were never supposed to hear. But before the story could even hit the screen, 50 Cent stepped in with a warning that instantly shook the internet. Sources say 50 wasn't just criticizing the documentary, he was threatening to blow the lid off the entire situation if his name or connections got dragged into the narrative. And if you know anything about 50 Cent, you already know, when he speaks, people listen. Because this is the same man who turned rap beef into a full-scale industry takeover. But just when fans thought the tension couldn't get any crazier, Boosie Badass jumped straight into the fire. Instead of staying quiet, Boosie reportedly fired back with a fiery message that had fans debating all over the internet. Some people say he was defending T.I. and Tiny. Others believe he was calling out 50 Cent directly. Now the question everyone is asking is simple. Is this about protecting reputations, or is it the beginning of another brutal hip-hop war? Because if these three heavyweights keep trading shots, this situation could explode into one of the most talked about rap conflicts of the year. And trust me, the drama might just be getting started. Because if these three heavyweights keep trading shots, this situation could explode into one of the most talked about rap conflicts of the year. And right when people thought the drama couldn't get any bigger, things started getting even more intense. According to insiders, the moment the rumored Surviving T.I. Tiny documentary began trending online, the hip-hop world immediately turned its attention toward T.I. and his wife Tamika Tiny Harris. For years, rumors and allegations have floated around social media, but this documentary supposedly aims to bring everything together in one explosive narrative. Some reports claim producers have been gathering interviews, behind-the-scenes stories, and even previously unseen footage that could spark serious conversations across the industry. But before any official trailer or confirmation even dropped, one person decided to speak up in a way that immediately sent shockwaves through the internet: 50 Cent. If there's one thing hip-hop fans know about 50 Cent, it's that he never stays silent when controversy starts brewing. Over the years, he has built a reputation for jumping straight into industry drama and turning it into viral moments. Whether it's calling people out on social media, trolling rivals, or exposing situations that others try to keep quiet, 50 has always played the game on his own terms. This time was no different. The moment the documentary rumors started circulating, fans noticed that 50 Cent began dropping cryptic comments online. At first, they seemed like typical trolling posts, the kind of jokes he often throws out just to stir up conversation. But then the tone started changing. Instead of jokes, his posts began sounding more like warnings. One message in particular quickly started going viral. In the post, 50 reportedly suggested that if the documentary producers planned to drag his name or his circle into the story, he wouldn't hesitate to respond. And knowing 50 Cent's history in the rap world, that statement alone was enough to make people start speculating about what could happen next. Fans immediately started debating what he meant. Some believed he was simply protecting his reputation and making it clear he didn't want to be connected to the documentary's narrative. Others felt the message sounded more like a challenge, the kind of warning that could spark a full-blown hip-hop feud if things escalated. And that's exactly where things started getting complicated. Because the conversation wasn't just about the documentary anymore. It was about old rivalries, past tensions, and the unpredictable nature of rap beef when powerful voices get involved. For longtime hip-hop fans, the idea of 50 Cent stepping into a situation like this instantly raises memories of some of the most legendary conflicts in rap history. From his early battles in the industry to his long-running feuds with other major artists, 50 has built an image as someone who doesn't back down from confrontation. But while fans were still trying to understand his message, another name suddenly entered the conversation: Boosie Badass. And once Boosie got involved, the situation started heating up even faster. Boosie has always been known as one of the most outspoken figures in hip-hop. He rarely holds back his opinions, especially when it comes to issues involving fellow artists. Over the years, He has built a reputation for speaking directly to fans through social media, sharing unfiltered thoughts about industry drama. So when rumors began circulating that Boosie had responded to the situation, fans instantly started paying attention. According to people following the drama online, Boosie reportedly made comments suggesting that the conversation around the documentary was getting out of control. Some interpreted his words as a defense of T.I. and Tiny, arguing that the situation was being blown out of proportion by internet speculation. Others believed his response was more complicated than that. Instead of simply defending one side, Boosie seemed to be addressing the entire culture of public accusations and online judgment that often surrounds celebrity controversies. In his view, situations like this can quickly turn into media storms where the truth becomes difficult to separate from rumor. But regardless of what his exact intention was, one thing became clear very quickly: his comments added fuel to the fire. Fans began debating whether Boosie's reaction was indirectly aimed at 50 Cent's social media threads filled with arguments, theories, and predictions about what might happen next if the two outspoken rappers continued responding to each other. And as those debates spread across platforms, the attention on the rumored documentary only grew stronger. People started asking more questions. Was the project actually real, or was it still just a rumor circulating through the entertainment world? Were producers really planning to release a full documentary exploring the allegations surrounding T.I. and Tiny? And if so, would major artists truly start choosing sides once the story reached a wider audience? At the center of all these questions remained T.I. himself. For years, the Atlanta rapper has been recognized not only as a successful musician, but also as a cultural figure who helped shape the Southern hip-hop movement. From chart-topping albums to acting roles and television appearances, he built a career that extended far beyond music. But with fame also comes scrutiny. Anytime a high-profile documentary claims it will reveal hidden stories about a celebrity's life, public attention can shift very quickly. Supporters often rush to defend the artist, while critics begin demanding answers. And that's exactly the kind of environment where hip-hop drama tends to grow. The combination of rumors, social media reactions, and outspoken voices like 50 Cent and Boosie Badass creates the perfect storm for a situation to spiral into something much bigger than the original story. At this point, the internet is split. Some fans believe the entire situation is being exaggerated just to generate attention and clicks. Others think the documentary could actually reveal serious information that will force the industry to confront uncomfortable questions. But one thing everyone seems to agree on is this: whenever names like 50 Cent, T.I., and Boosie start appearing in the same conversation, the drama rarely stays quiet for long. Because in hip-hop, reputations matter. And when artists feel those reputations are being challenged, whether by documentaries, rumors, or public accusations, the response can quickly turn into a battle of narratives played out in front of millions of fans online. Right now, the story is still unfolding. Posts continue appearing. Fans keep analyzing every comment. And the possibility of more responses from the artists involved keeps everyone watching closely. The real question is whether this situation will cool down before things get out of control, or if the tension will continue building until someone decides to drop a statement so explosive that it changes the entire conversation. And if history has taught us anything, it's that when the hip-hop world reaches this level of suspense, the next move is usually the one nobody sees coming. And if history has taught us anything, it's that when the hip-hop world reaches this level of suspense, the next move is usually the one nobody sees coming. Because behind the scenes, the tension around the rumored Surviving T.I. Tiny documentary was continuing to build. Social media had already turned the situation into a full-blown debate, but insiders were starting to hint that the conversations happening privately in the industry were even more intense. Many fans began wondering how T.I. himself was reacting to all of this attention. For someone who has spent decades building a reputation as one of Atlanta's most influential rappers, watching his name trend alongside a controversial documentary wasn't exactly the kind of publicity anyone would want. At first, T.I. remained relatively quiet, and that silence only made people speculate even more. Some supporters believed he was choosing not to respond because the rumors didn't deserve attention. Others thought he might be preparing a statement behind the scenes, waiting for the right moment to address the situation publicly. Meanwhile, his wife Tamika "Tiny" Harris also found herself pulled into the center of the storm. Tiny has long been known as both a music industry figure and a television personality, and over the years she has built her own loyal fan base. For those fans, seeing her name linked to controversy again sparked strong reactions online. Many of them quickly jumped to defend the couple, arguing that the internet often spreads rumors faster than facts. But while supporters were pushing back against the speculation, another wave of attention came from an unexpected direction. That direction was 50 Cent. For anyone familiar with hip-hop culture, it's no secret that 50 Cent has mastered the art of controlling the narrative during moments like this. Whether through cryptic posts, sarcastic comments, or direct callouts, he often knows exactly how to keep people talking. And according to fans watching closely, his online activity around the documentary story was starting to look less like casual trolling and more like strategic commentary. In one post that quickly circulated across hip-hop blogs, 50 appeared to suggest that documentaries built around controversy can sometimes hide deeper industry agendas. Without directly accusing anyone, he hinted that certain stories get pushed into the spotlight while others stay buried. Those words instantly sparked another wave of discussion. People began asking if 50 Cent was simply speaking generally about media narratives, or if he was indirectly referring to the situation surrounding T.I. and Tiny. Either way, the message had the exact effect many expected. It kept the spotlight burning brighter on the unfolding drama. And that's when Boosie Badass returned to the conversation once again. Boosie has never been someone who sits quietly when controversial topics start dominating hip-hop discussions. Known for his raw honesty and direct communication with fans, he often steps into debates that other artists prefer to avoid. This time, his comments reportedly focused on the bigger picture. Rather than turning the situation into a personal attack on anyone involved, Boosie seemed to question why the culture so quickly turns serious accusations into viral entertainment. In his view, the speed of social media can transform complicated situations into dramatic headlines before the full truth ever comes out. His perspective resonated with many people. Some fans praised him for trying to bring balance to a conversation that was becoming increasingly sensationalized. Others believed he was subtly defending T.I. and Tiny without directly confronting 50 Cent. But regardless of how people interpreted his message, one thing was obvious: the more voices entered the debate, the bigger the story became. Hip-hop blogs, reaction channels, and online commentators began breaking down every detail. Videos analyzing the rumored documentary started appearing everywhere, with creators discussing possible motives, timelines, and the potential impact on the artists involved. Suddenly, what started as a rumor about a documentary had turned into a full cultural moment. The situation highlighted something that has become increasingly common in modern hip-hop: the powerful relationship between controversy, media attention, and online engagement. In the past, conflicts between rappers often played out through diss tracks and interviews. Today, however, the battlefield has expanded to include social media posts, live stream reactions, and viral commentary that spreads faster than ever before. That environment makes situations like this incredibly unpredictable. A single post can change the direction of the conversation overnight. A comment meant as a joke can be interpreted as a serious accusation. And a rumor that begins on a small blog can suddenly become the biggest topic in hip-hop. Right now, that's exactly what seems to be happening with the T.I. and Tiny documentary discussion. Behind the headlines, fans are trying to piece together what's actually real and what might simply be speculation fueled by internet hype. Some industry watchers believe the documentary project could still be in early development, meaning many of the claims circulating online may not yet be confirmed. Others think producers could be intentionally staying quiet to build anticipation before eventually revealing more details. But no matter which theory is correct, the involvement of outspoken figures like 50 Cent and Boosie Badass ensures that the conversation will remain intense. Because when artists with strong personalities start expressing opinions about controversial topics, the audience rarely stays neutral. Supporters rally behind their favorite voices. Critics push back. And every new statement becomes another spark that keeps the debate alive. Meanwhile, T.I. himself remains at the center of it all. Fans are still waiting to see whether he will eventually address the documentary rumors directly or continue allowing the conversation to unfold without his involvement. Either choice carries its own risks. Speaking out could bring clarity, but it could also draw even more attention to the controversy. Staying silent might help avoid escalating the situation, yet it also leaves room for speculation to grow. For now, the tension remains unresolved. The rumored documentary has not yet fully revealed its plans. The artists involved have only responded in fragments. And the internet continues to watch every development like a suspenseful story waiting for its next chapter. But one thing is certain. In the world of hip-hop, moments like this rarely fade away quietly. Instead, they often build slowly, gathering reactions, opinions, and unexpected twists until the story reaches a breaking point. And if the current momentum continues, the next update in this unfolding drama could be the one that finally answers the biggest question everyone is asking. Is this situation simply another internet-fueled controversy? Or the beginning of a much larger conflict that could shake the hip-hop world in ways nobody predicted? And if the current momentum continues, the next update in this unfolding drama could be the one that finally answers the biggest question everyone is asking. Is this situation simply another internet-fueled controversy? Or the beginning of something much bigger inside the hip-hop world? Because as the rumors kept spreading, the pressure on everyone involved started to grow. Fans weren't just discussing the story anymore, they were demanding answers. Every blog post, every reaction video, and every social media comment was adding more fuel to the conversation. At the center of it all remained T.I. and Tamika "Tiny" Harris. For years, they've been one of hip-hop's most recognizable couples, appearing together in music, television, and public events. But moments like this show how quickly public perception can shift when controversy enters the picture. Supporters continued defending them online, arguing that documentaries and viral rumors often exaggerate stories just to attract attention. In their view, the internet has a habit of turning incomplete information into dramatic headlines. But critics weren't convinced. They argued that when multiple conversations keep resurfacing over time, people naturally start asking questions. And that's exactly why the rumored Surviving T.I. Tiny project became such a hot topic. It promised to explore stories that had already been whispered about across social media for years. Meanwhile, 50 Cent continued watching the situation closely. One thing about 50 Cent is that he understands the power of timing better than almost anyone in the entertainment industry. Over the years, he has built a reputation not only as a rapper, but also as a businessman and television producer who knows how media attention works. That's why many fans believe his comments weren't random at all. Instead, they think he was carefully reminding everyone that narratives can be shaped by whoever controls the conversation. In other words, the story people see online might only be part of a much bigger picture happening behind the scenes. And when fans started discussing that possibility, the drama reached another level. Because suddenly the focus wasn't just on the documentary anymore, it was on the larger issue of how stories about celebrities are created, promoted, and sometimes weaponized. Then came another wave of reactions from Boosie Badass. Boosie's voice carried weight in the conversation because he has always represented a more direct, street-level perspective in hip-hop culture. When he speaks, fans tend to listen because they know he rarely filters his opinions. During his comments, Boosie reportedly emphasized something important. The hip-hop community has seen many moments where rumors grow bigger than reality. According to him, situations like this can damage reputations before the full truth ever comes out. And once the internet starts running with a narrative, it can be nearly impossible to slow it down. Those words struck a chord with a lot of fans. Some people began questioning whether the industry sometimes turns serious issues into entertainment. Others argued that documentaries can also serve an important purpose by bringing conversations into the open. That debate created a clear divide among audiences. On one side were those who believed the rumored documentary could expose uncomfortable truths. On the other side were people who felt the project might simply be another attempt to profit from controversy. And right in the middle of that divide were the artists themselves. For T.I., the situation represented a challenge that many public figures eventually face: how to respond when your name becomes the center of a viral story. Some celebrities choose to fight every rumor head-on. Others decide that silence is the best strategy. At this point, it remained unclear which direction he would take. But one thing was certain: the longer the silence continued, the louder the speculation became. Fans started analyzing old interviews, past statements, and even lyrics from songs, searching for clues that might explain what was really happening. Reaction channels kept uploading new videos, each one offering a different theory about the documentary and the responses from the rappers involved. In many ways, the entire situation became a perfect example of how modern hip-hop drama spreads in the digital age. Years ago, conflicts between artists usually unfolded through music, diss tracks, radio interviews, and magazine articles. Today, however, the battlefield has expanded across social media platforms where millions of people can join the conversation instantly. That means stories can grow faster than ever before. And sometimes, the attention surrounding the drama becomes even bigger than the original issue itself. Right now, that's exactly what seems to be happening with this story. The rumored documentary has already sparked debates about reputation, media narratives, and the way online culture reacts to controversy. Whether the project eventually releases or not, the discussion it created has already captured the attention of hip-hop fans everywhere. As for 50 Cent, many people believe he will continue keeping a close eye on how the story develops. If history has shown anything, it's that he rarely ignores moments that have the potential to dominate headlines. And with outspoken figures like Boosie Badass still sharing their perspectives, the conversation doesn't look like it will slow down anytime soon. So for now, the hip-hop world remains in a state of anticipation. Will the rumored documentary actually drop and reveal the full story? Will the artists involved decide to address the situation directly? Or will this entire controversy eventually fade away as another internet storm that burned bright but quickly disappeared? At the moment, nobody knows for sure. But if there's one thing hip-hop fans understand, it's that stories like this rarely end quietly. Because in a culture built on competition, reputation, and powerful voices, every headline has the potential to turn into the next major chapter of rap history. And until the truth finally comes out, the world will keep watching.